All right, so this is kind of a short lesson. This is a short lesson because after this we're going to review for the quiz.
Is this for the quiz?
No.
Are we gonna have a topic yet?
Is
No.
this not a quiz?
It's not a, we're going to. So if you were listening, or if you were listening to the video, you would know that this is a short lesson because after that we're gonna
How short?
study the quiz.
You're recording right now?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's on. The mic is on.
Sorry. So wait, if we do something and we get in trouble, can you technically use these recording stars to like bash up everything that we did something wrong?
Sure, sure. I'm not sure you know what that means. Okay, so we can measure angles and we can measure parts of a circle in degrees. Okay, a circle is a total of 360 degrees. And then we can measure part of the circumference of the circle. So if I have an angle in standard position, I can measure that angle in degrees. That's what we've been calling theta, the angle measure. Theta. This piece here, this piece of this circle that the angle creates, it's called an arc. It's a smaller part of the whole circumference of the circle, and we can measure that length in radians. So an angle of degrees makes an arc that has a radian length. This, you will not have to like paraphrase that and put it on a quiz or a test. It's just like if you didn't know, now you know. We have still our 4 special quadrant angles. 0 or 360, 90, 180. We are going to deal with a circle of radius 1, which most of you are familiar with as the unit circle. And we'll talk in complete discussion about the unit circle next class. I'm sorry, class after that. But all of our measures are going to have a radius of 1. So if you remember, the circumference of a circle is 2 pi times the radius. This is a radian measure. Our radius is 1, so our whole circle has a circumference of 2 pi radians. So if I took this whole circle and I cut it and flattened it out, its length would be 2 pi. So half the circle, which is 180 degrees, is pi radians. "90 degrees is a quarter of the circle, so it's pi over 2, and 270 is 3 pi over 2. We're going to next class, 2 classes. So the unit circle is going to be constructed using some stuff we've already done. We're just going to put it all together. So for any other degree measure outside of our 4 special ones, we can just convert the degrees to a radian measure. And we do that by multiplying by pi over 180. So 180 degrees is associated with pi radians. it's sort of like 12 inches is associated with 1 foot. So if I wanted to convert feet to inches, I would use this ratio. If I want to convert degrees to radians, I use pi over 180. And all I have to do now is multiply it. And then I'm going to simplify the fraction. So 45 can go into both of these. We can divide both of these evenly by 45. So we get 1 pi over 4. And we're just going to write it as pi over 4. So we started with degrees as our unit. 180 has degrees as its unit. Pi has radians as its unit. So when we do this multiplication, the degrees go away and we're left with just pi over 4 radians. So it's now a radian measure. So doing the same thing, convert that to radians. Don't let the negative get in your way. So there's 2 ways to do one like this. One way is to use the conversion. And that's the way I'd recommend, unless you're super comfortable. Even though it's negative, I still multiply by pi over 180. And then I simplify this fraction. 270 and 180 are both divisible by 90. So I get negative 3 pi over 2. So the other way to do that is to go back a couple slides. 270 is 3 pi over 2 radians. So negative 270 is negative 3 pi over 2 radians. So you might guess that to go from radians to the degrees, we just do the very opposite. We multiply this time by 180 over pi. $1,620. Yes, you could. You could definitely. Is the 1,620 correct though? Okay, so after I do this multiplication, the pi's cancel, which is kind of the point. We're getting rid of the radians and going back to degrees. So it turns to be 405 degrees. So you could have also done 180 divided by 4 and gotten 45, and then 9 times 45 is 405, and the pi still cancel. So I have one for you to try, and then we're on to quiz review. Okay.
So yeah, just going by the order of operations.
So I'm just multiplying by 180 over pi and simplifying the pi's cancel, and I get negative 150 units.